Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. We're almost there. The weekend is in sight. And to get us through this last day, we're going to talk about those things that somebody's got to do. Those things in life that maybe aren't our strengths and passions, but somebody's got to do it. So grab a cup of coffee and join me for today's Morning Momentum. In their book titled StrengthsFinder, authors Marcus Buckingham and Donald Clifton advocate focusing on building organizations by focusing on strengths rather than strengthening weaknesses. The authors assert that by identifying the individual strength of the members of the organization, the members can be utilized in more suiting positions, hence developing the required skills easily, helping to reduce turnover, improving employee morale, and the organization's overall performance. Finding your strength or your strengths is one of the best ways to improve your energy and effectiveness. By identifying your unique combination of strengths and by playing to your strengths instead of focusing on your weaknesses, you can dramatically amplify your impact. And while this is true, and I do encourage you to do so, I have also observed that there are many times that we are required to simply do what is necessary to get the job done. It is in those times that we say something like, well, somebody's got to do it. You may be familiar with the story about four people named everybody, somebody, anybody, and nobody. There was an important job to be done, and everybody was sure that somebody was going to do it. Anybody could have done it, but nobody did it. Somebody got angry about that because it was everybody's job. Everybody thought anybody could do it, but in the end, nobody realized that everybody wouldn't do it. It ended up that everybody blamed somebody when nobody did what anybody could have done. The story may be confusing, but the message is clear. Nobody took responsibility, so in the end, nothing was accomplished. Somebody has to do it. I don't know anyone who thoroughly enjoys and feels energized by stopping to fill up the car with gas, but somebody's got to do it. Now, you could say putting gas in the car is not my strength, it's not my passion, and you're going to find yourself sitting on the side of the road. Some things that we do simply because it's got to be done. Being willing to work outside of our comfort zone, our expertise, and our particular giftedness to move forward is required of all of us. I've discovered in life and in leadership that those who prosper and experience success are most often willing to simply do what needs to be done in order to move forward to achieve their goal. Hall of Fame football player Jerry Rice famously said, "Today I will do what others won't do so that tomorrow I will be able to do what others can't do." As I consider this, my thoughts go to a man in the scripture by the name of Nehemiah. Now, Nehemiah is not a paid religious professional. In fact, he's not a contractor or even a carpenter. His job is that he is the king's cupbearer. He did not return with the Jews who returned back to their homeland 90 years before. He has settled into a very successful life in the beautiful city of Shushan, which is the capital of Persia. He's comfortable. But a report comes from the devastated city of Jerusalem, the capital of Israel, and this report messes Nehemiah up. The report is that Jerusalem has been destroyed and the people are scattered and demoralized. The book of Nehemiah is not just about rebuilding the walls of Jerusalem. It is about building a city that could be home for God's people and a witness for God's name to every other city. It was 140 years from the first wave of captives that had been taken to Babylon in 606 BC until Nehemiah's journey begins around 446 BC. One conversation with some of his brethren from Judah about the state of Jerusalem, and Nehemiah recognizes he will never be the same. Others can still be indifferent, but he can no longer sit idle while God's city is not faring as well as his secular job. He is heartbroken, and he goes into a prolonged time of fasting and praying, 4 months of fasting and prayer. and then he takes action. Nehemiah felt compelled. Perhaps he said to himself, somebody's got to do it. And in only 52 days, 42 different working teams restored a 50-foot high wall with a circumference of 4 miles, all while fighting against severe opposition. How did they accomplish in only 52 days what no one has been able to do in 140 years? They prayed, yes, but they also took action. The scripture says they had a mind to work. And so it is for all of us. We must simply be willing to do what we should do rather than only doing what we want to do. To experience success, it's going to require us to do what others are not willing to do. Begin before others are willing to begin, and not stop when others give up. And so today I want to challenge you. There are chores, tasks, responsibilities around you that right now nobody's doing. But move yourself forward toward success and the success of your organization, your family, your church by simply doing what somebody has got to do.